Hello everyone, this is the first video with explaining of karmic astrology with a special situation, special time of tragic accident, fatal shooting by Alec Baldwin while making the Rust movie. So we've got here the Wikipedia website of Alec Baldwin, and if we scroll down we can see this small information about the accident. In the 2021, while on the Rust film set, Baldwin discharged a revolver used as the prop, which killed the cinematographer Halina Hutchins and injured director Joel Souza. So we've got mine information, but we going to check that. We need this exact time. So I use this exact time because there will be some special aspect with exact timing of this. So, okay, let's go. For the astrology, I use the astro-seek.com website, and we can put there actually directly to Google this address or the part of the address and name Alec Baldwin. And we've got this, his birth chart. So these are, if you want to put someone new person, this after clicking on this icon, birth chart, we will put there all details, the date, time, and as well the place in Earth. And for transits, we've got this one, the second icon under this, and we've got here two times, two dates. One of them is the person who will be include that in the future on checking the past, and the transiting date and time and place as well. So what are the transits? Transits are actually comparing the objects and points from two charts, and it is from natal chart objects and points to transiting charts, the present time in the future or the past, like we are going to do that now, or opposite way, transiting the objects and points to the natal charts. And that we can see how universe work with our genes, what we've got when we exact time when we were born. So we can after all check this one, and this is the Alec Baldwin chart. If you click on this, we can see nicely this information. But also I use the arrows because there is a little bit less aspects. So first of all, we can check if the astrology is working in a particular person, and there are some conditions, and first of the condition is if there are some aspects, both challenging and harmonic. We've got all of them. Secondly, how many the aspects are there? We've got so many of them that is even more than, it's overloaded. This charge is overloaded. There is another problem, not enough to explain, but it's too many aspects. So some of them can to be opposite each other. So this is the job for astrologer. Okay, the another thing is second condition, if it's working astrology, if there are some patterns. What are the patterns? The patterns are made by aspects, and the best way are if there are the both kinds of aspects, challenging and harmonic as well. The third thing is for condition, if it's astrology working, is the minor. It is if are the objects and point, especially the objects, evenly distributed in the chart. We've got that. All three, we've got that. Another thing, what is just about the karmic astrology, are also another points to check conditions, and the most powerful condition is actually here lunar nodes. And the lunar nodes, this is the south lunar node and this is the north lunar nodes, and we need to check that if through the lunar nodes are some planets, even one planet is good, or even there is some aspects to these planets what are the in conjunction. That means there are let's say 6 degrees from the 8 degrees from the lunar node, plus or minus 8 degrees or 6 degrees. So we've got here something what is opposition Mercury to Neptune, or Jupiter through the lunar nodes. So this is the condition that in the future we can anytime check the opposition, what are going through this opposition from the natal chart. So we've got that all that here. It is nicely everything. Just to mention a couple things, these patterns. This is the first pattern, the kite. You know this, if we exactly what I was mentioning, there's opposition. Through this opposition is going the kite. This is this thick green lines. The second kite, one kite is quite enough, but there is the second kite. It is through the opposition Venus to Pluto. That is the second kite, and we've got another one here, and it is the magic rectangle or magic letter, because it looks like envelope, and here it is. If you lift that up, it's possible to open like that, but we are not sure about this pattern, because we don't know exact location of the moon. We don't know the exact time of birth of Alec. So it is possible to say it is there because this opposition has about 10 degrees the allowance up and down. You can see that, but not these patterns. For example, this moon Pluto, it is less. It is, every astrologer use different orbs that calls the allowance. So just a little bit about the patterns what are here. We've got nice important this Mercury trine to Pluto, what is very important, because person with this aspect can do really good decisions. It's possible to say he can see to the people how they will behave in the future under different conditions, you know, and so many things like that. And this is making actually this part of both the kites patterns. It looks like here is also the pattern, the grand trine with these two trines to the Saturn. What is really very good, even the better for what I said about that, even about better about the everything is good to be precisely to do, you know, the very good. Another just to mention pattern aspect is the trine Venus to Jupiter. We can see him, he's good looking and easygoing, everything, you know. That's all from me for now, the patterns. Now we are going to see this exact situation, the second chart, and this is this one here, and we can see something. There are two charts. The blue one inside the inner chart is actually the Alec's birth chart. Outer chart, this orange, is exactly the situation of the universe at time, exact time and date of shooting. Okay, and if I use the arrow, I can see that they are together now, these two charts. And what is important, there is not possible to see all the aspects. They are not marked conjunction. For example, natal Jupiter is in an exact location where is the transiting sun. And as is conjunction, there is nearly possible to say 0 degree allowance, you know, orb. Another one is very important, is in this area, what is the transiting Chiron to Jupiter. And I wanted to mention that the Chiron, we know Chiron about 35 years, that was, it is asteroid or the minor planet or even half comet, what was discovered 1977. So it is about 40 years. It is very young object for astrology, and it is good. It is named by Chiron, and its meaning, Chiron was like the teacher and healer. He knows medicine from the Greek mythology, and for that reason we can check what that is means exactly. And I found, especially in the transits, also in a birth chart, it's that got special meaning. Any strong pattern, especially with Pluto, Jupiter, but anything, you know. And in this case, I must in transiting, I must say the Chiron is something like karmic teacher. He is giving the lessons. Okay, the other thing, what is, if we have a look, the first one, there is something strange, very strange. The strange thing is the orbs or elements from natal charts, the aspects got elements 8 degrees to 4 degrees, sometimes more than 8 degrees. Sun and moon can have opposition or conjunction 10 degrees. But the transiting aspects got elements, the orbs, just 2 degrees. I can tell you, first look, that is overloaded as well. There is too many of them. I never seen that. 5 aspects are too many to see that. So it means this chart, this exact situation got something to tell us, you know, about that. So what is important, we've got here the thick lines. The thick lines means there is the 1 degree allowance maximum, you know, and there are together 3 challenging negative aspects. First is this aspect is natal Uranus to transiting Saturn. Generally it means something breaking. It's not good for money, but earning money for a job, anything what is planning or etc. And it's good to see for about transits. First of all, check the transits what are have a long term, working long term. For example, this pattern, this aspect, Uranus to Saturn, can last, I'm not sure, maybe half year with gaps, maybe 4 months with 1 or 2 gaps. That means it is important. Another little bit shorter working aspect is Uranus in square to natal Mars. It is very strong. It is very strong. It is actually very important, and it needs to be checked in the future for everyone, because the Uranus is in transiting transit charts means Uranus is planet of change. It's coming the change, and the most important, it could be really very dramatic change. So in this case, we've got explaining here what does it mean transiting, and you can see can cause impulsiveness, sudden willfulness, craving for eccentricity, recklessness, and sudden actions, etc. Conflict in your life, lust. So we've got this one here, and if you go back, there is something also important. In this time, was there another very short square pattern? It is the natal Mars to transiting moon, and this is very short. This lasts just for, I don't know, 6, 7, maximum 8 hours, and that means it was more potent, more powerful, the first square. And square are the changing square, are people don't know that, feel it is like under consciousness. So it is very important to see one thing. This square natal Mars to transiting Uranus will happen in 42 years in his life, when the Uranus will be here, exactly here, because I will explain what does it mean, this MC, later. So this together, these mentioned 3 challenging aspects are something extremely strong. It's long lasting, and every other transits what are made there in this time of, let's say, 3 months are very strong. So if we continue, now we've got the medium term transits, and we can start with they are very important because there is the same transit just swapped. The natal Sun is in opposition to transiting Mercury. Now, absolutely the same, but opposite way. The transiting Sun is in opposition to natal Mercury. What does it mean? The sun is the most powerful object in astrology generally, and the Mercury is the planet of thinking, of general behavior, of the talking, the mentality, everything. So these two are in an opposition, and twice. It means, and they can last about 5 days, let's say, from 4 to 6 days maximum. For even these two has meaning. He can do really for a while something silly. And now we are going to check something what caused this middle heaven. It is from Latin, I think it is medium coeli or something like that. It's middle heaven, and it is very important because the middle heaven is the point where was the sun exactly at noon time, So that means in a 2 hours moon, not all 2 hours, 1:45, sun move from this location in zodiac to this one. But what is important, exact time shooting, the medium coeli was in opposition to the Mercury, and we can see that I marked there that here this opposition is middle of this thick line is exactly here. What that means, this mid heaven is as well in square to the natal Mars. No one used that in transits because it lasts for 10 minutes of the day. And there is something very special. Middle heaven is meaning has how we know any person. The publicly in a work in a town where we live, if people popular like the actors and pop music, etc. And it means his Korea, his popularity will be under challenge as well. So the last thing about the challenging aspects, I wanted to mention this natal Chiron to transiting Jupiter, and we can hear, you can read this last sentence: as the result your beliefs about your life and may change dramatically now. So this is the important thing about the last aspect. What is very important here on these aspects, there are many of harmonic aspects as well, and let's have a look on them. First of all, we've got here the thick line, the trine, natal moon to the Saturn, transiting Saturn. That means should be everything okay. In the end, we don't know exact if it's the aspect there because we don't know the exact position of the natal moon. We don't know the time of the birth, Alec birth. So there are so many other harmonic aspects. What is the strangest thing? There is what I said about this swapping the aspect, Sun and Mercury, the opposition. There is another harmonic aspect. What is the swap as well? If we check the natal Sun, it's in a trine to transiting Venus, and it is absolutely opposite way working as well. Transiting Sun is in a trine to natal Venus, and now you can check what is the explanation of that. You can stop in and check that all. I don't want to, but it means Alec in this time has absolutely great time. He was like under drugs, the working, making money, working with the nice people, nice, the cinematographer, etc. So under these conditions, all the conditions, it's happened what's happened. Even there are another aspects. Natal Mars is in a sextile to Venus. What is really very good generally about the women, that it's something amazing. So we can see that the chart, actually this transit chart, is talking to us. It is absolutely something unusual. You know, usually if there are not aspects, proper aspects in a natal chart, we are looking for the charts of parents, and we are doing transiting charts to the parents as well if they are talking more, you know, if there are more aspects and the patterns. So in this case we doesn't need to do that, but I can tell you I did that to Alec's father, and I found there was Mercury to square to transiting Jupiter. That means it was even more potent because the Mercury was the harm. So general outcome of this video is you know, the philosophical term free will should be under review. You know, the checking that how it is works. So, and I can do much more and many of these different charts, transit charts for different people. Unfortunately, that must to be famous people and some accidents. It's not possible to do for something happy. It is there, but it's never. It's just, you know, few of them. So thank you very much for watching. Think about it and see you later. Bye.